So here we go. Representing Azerbaijan, they were 16th last year. This is 28-year-old Kristin FRASER and 32-year-old Igor LUKANIN. Nikolai Morozov on the other side of the board sends them off along with Khalid Sheikh, who coached them in Hackensack, New Jersey. So a big entrance. Let's hope it's a big performance. Wealth of experience. They've been competing together for a long, long time now and really looking to make a name for themselves here in Sweden.
Smooth, powerful start. It was a very good first sequence. Didn't quite match the pattern on the restart.
Well, a very elegant performance, there's no doubt about that. This is a couple that 3 years ago we thought may stand a chance of getting inside that top 10. They finished 13th then, but over recent years, over the last couple of years, they've been going in the wrong direction. Could only manage 16th in the Worlds last year. They're in the top 10 at Europeans and have been for the last 4 years, but how do you feel with that performance? Is that good enough to get them knocking on the door of a top 10 finish at this stage?
Well, I think the start of it, you know, the pre-start, if you like, had a lovely flow to it, quality of edges, and they had a lovely run into the first sequence. And that the depth that they got from that run-in on the first side was very impressive. On the restart, they didn't quite manage to maintain that speed. It's difficult from the cross rolls, the lady doing backward cross rolls, the man doing forward cross rolls on the end of the second side to really develop the same amount of power as you get. There's the start of the first sequence. So when they did the second sequence, it didn't match quite, and you know, it's not that much of a difference, but it didn't have the same flow and the same impression of smoothness and easy deep edges that it had on the first one. So the second set of marks on that for the second sequence wouldn't be as high for me. This is just before the restart. Now, to get that aligning and to get the power, you see, he's just slightly back with his hips. He wasn't really down in the knee as much as he wanted to be. That was probably the end of it, just before the final bit. So he'd taken his foot off the pedal. He'd stopped driving through. And I don't think you should do that. You should always be pushing right through as though you were going to do that third sequence. But some impressive edges there.
Well, the European Championships this year was where they achieved their season's best score. The compulsory is 33.02 is what they're looking for. 16.34, that's not too bad at all. It's going to be a good score for these two. Not as good as they got at the Europeans, but that will give them a total of 31.86, which will put them into the lead by some way. So Fraser and Lukanin now leading It's Weaver and Poje for Canada in second place, but there's some 4 points behind these two.